somebody's got my number and loves to call around whatever and ask me for fucking money, or it's some, you know, your car warranty ran out. Yeah, I know. I don't need you to call me. Quit doing it. I've begged them to stop. Hey, Planet Musk, and they won't. They won't. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to be on very much longer. But I wanted to figure out what, I want to talk more about this. So, anyway, I'm back. Anyway, so we're talking about the bad messages from I Am Not Starfire, and just basically with the messages for girls that this is putting out there. And, you know, you see it everywhere. You see it. Corporations are embracing body positivity. You know, Target, you look at the models and it's like the mannequins, and it's like, hey, John, you look at Sports Illustrated, they're, you know, embracing obese models, you know, and this is a bad thing. This is like, in my opinion, this is like celebrating cocaine use, celebrating heroin junkies. This is like celebrating methamphetamine, because morbid obesity is, and in children. Oh, that's great, Musk. Morbid obesity in children is, you know, there's inactivity. There's what they eat. And if you ask any personal trainer, and I've had several, they will tell you that the most important thing when you're trying to get into shape is your nutrition. And you start looking at the things that kids eat, from, you know, packaged cookies to candy to potato chips and other things, and there's a lot of fat in them, but there's also soy. I know, like I said before, I know a grade schooler girl who's big, I'm not kidding, who's got a cholesterol problem. You know, and when you've got this, oh, come on, isn't that bigger? I'm trying to get a picture of this. Yeah, I'm gonna fat shame. Damn right I am. When you got this, I mean, look at her. She looks miserable. This is a miserable person, okay? And, you know, I'm literally like, why would you make that a thing? Why? The art sucks. I mean, obviously the writer is a feminazi. She's an SJW. You know, I don't think soy for anybody is good for them, Eastland. I really, really don't. You know, it's well, she looks like a morbidly obese goth. I mean, how many of those have you ever seen? The other day, no, you're not. And honest to God, Maze, I don't really know a lot of these women who insist that, you know, men date them even though they're like, you know, it's like, look, hey, good day, how are ya? There's my, there's our trusty video editor and producer, Baz, and he's here hanging out. We're working on something about Leia, which I think you guys will like. But I just want to talk a little bit about this because that's the disturbing thing. All right. But there's also this idea that, at least among feminists who think it's okay to be this way, that men won't want you if you're big, you know? And they're right. Do you guys remember the chubby chasing episode, CSI? Yeah. Yeah. And, I thought it was kind of funny, but it was also really sad. Because in the end, the girl that was involved in that skinny dude's death, she didn't want to be big. She was sick. She was sick. And they were very honest about her not being healthy. Okay? She just wanted somebody to care about her. And, a guy with a fetish like that isn't going to care about you. Okay? They're just not. And she found that out. And what happened was embarrassing for her. And, it's sad. This Starfire thing is sad because this girl, you're telling teenage girls it's okay to be a pig and to hate your mom. And no, it's not. Again, I don't remember looking like that back in the 80s, even when I was the chubby girl in high school. That was all baby fat. And then all of a sudden, boom, between sophomore and junior year, it was gone. Okay? And then I was also embracing the other end of the spectrum, anorexia. But if I had not done that, I would have gone from, the pudgy girl to the skinny girl without it. Not as skinny as I got, but I would have. It's really sad. There are two extremes. And it's sad that we're looking at this and realizing that there's a percentage of the population thinking it's okay. Well, I'm gonna leave you guys pretty soon. I wanted to be on for a half hour. That fucking phone call. And it's probably, I've got a law enforcement company. Hey, Rajas, or a law enforcement nonprofit wanting donations. And they have my husband's number, but they never call him, they call me. I go, call my husband, he's the one that does this, the charity work. They never call him. They call me. And they call me at 8 in the morning. They call me at noon. They call me at 10 at night. Because they're on the West Coast. And it's like, fucking quit it. Okay, I told you, take my number off this. But anyway, I'm very, 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 back to what I was talking to, very, very upset about this. Not just because of the art, but because of the message. But because Mariko Tamaki is exceptionally SJW. She's exceptionally insecure. And instead of working to better herself, she merely uses her art and lets herself be enabled to be an angry, unhealthy, unattractive person. And her art sucks. She's trying to make it look like anime, kind of, I think. That's what the style is. And it's horrible. And, did you see the ratio? You should go and look go look up I Am Not Starfire, the trailer. Go look it up. It's hilarious. The ratio is Kathy Kennedy levels. People are sick and tired of this. I don't want, in the end, I don't want to see this girl. I don't want to see this girl anymore. I don't want to see this chubby, she's not even chubby, she's huge. I don't want to see her anymore. I don't fucking want to see her. I mean, look at that. She's supposed to be what, 15 years old? I don't want to see that. I don't want little girls to read that. I don't want to see it as a woman who is not happy with the way she feels right now, who is trying desperately to get rid of this. And I'm not even big, but trying to get back into shape. I don't want to see it because it's bad. It's bad messaging. And the stuff behind it isn't just, it's okay to be big. It's okay to be fat. It's the world revolves around you now. And you are empowered, which is a bad, dirty word, empowerment, in my opinion. You are empowered to demand they kiss your ass. You know, I remember, God, it wasn't that long ago, where, you know, these people were trying to make it into a handicap. No, it's not. It's a health crisis. It's not a handicap. You can take care of this. You can fix that. Okay? It's narcissistic. It's enabling a pathology that is bad. And it's driven by people who hate men. They don't like straight sex. You ever see the picture of the lesbian on the motorcycle with their girlfriend? And I mean, that poor motorcycle's going, she was fucking huge. That is a signal to any man out there, I don't want you. Okay, fine. He runs away screaming, you know, you ain't gotta touch her with a 10-foot pole. You know, the excuses were, well, Marilyn Monroe was fat. No, she wasn't. She wasn't fat. You ever seen her dresses? I've actually seen her costumes. I couldn't fit into them even when I weighed 110 pounds, okay? Because she was not only thin, she was a petite person, okay? Yeah, if you can stop it by not feeding your face, then it's not a handicap. I don't know what you're talking about, Eastland. You know, but I'm looking at this going, you know, Marilyn wasn't fat. None of those women were fat. When I look back at the pictures of my mom and my aunts, every one of those ladies could have been a movie star. Hey, Valiant, every one of those women could have been a movie star. Every one of them. Now, you very, very rarely now, find a teenage girl who doesn't look like she should be in a feedlot with a bunch of cows. I am not kidding. Yes, I'm being mean. Yes, I'm going there. Why? Because someone has to. All right? You know, again, when the US military says we can't recruit as many guys as we want because they're not in shape, they can't run, we have an obesity epidemic, again, that is a national security problem. Do you think the Chinese army has that problem? Do you? No, they don't. You think the Russians have that problem? No, they don't. It's only the United States. You know, I mean, you guys, don't let your kids do this to themselves. Don't. You have control over the situation, okay? And I'm going to say this, I don't have kids, so I don't know what it's like, but I know one thing. My kids would not have, but no, Red, they can't get, Baz, they can't get through boot camp. They can't. You want somebody who's in fairly good shape already, which back in the day, the American 18-year-old boy could run around. They were built like whippets, okay? And I'm not talking about Star Wars right now, Darth. Maybe I will in a minute. But let's go further. Don't let your kids have phones. Don't let your kids play games. Take the console away. Do what my parents would do. I wake up in the morning, I have breakfast, I go out and play. Or Dad would take me down the river, and he'd run his gill nets, or we'd go fishing or something. Or he'd be doing work, cleaning out a gill net or putting one together, and I'd be running up and down the bank with the dog. Okay. Come home for dinner or lunch. We'd eat lunch, and then I go out and play. I go to the pool. I take my Star Wars toys or my Briar horses outside, or my friends and I would just get together and play pretend. We had imaginations, you know. And I wouldn't come in until dinner. Then I'd go back out and do the same thing all over again. And then I wouldn't come in until the streetlights came on. And they were yelling my name. Then I'd come in. All right? That's what we did. Guess what? You should still be doing that. Take the goddamn tablets away from them. Take the goddamn consoles away from them. The computers. Go out. That's all gone. You guys have to go do stuff. I mean, if we had kids and we had a farm, guess what they'd be doing? They'd be doing chores. All right? They'd be doing chores. They'd be cleaning horse stalls every day. And then once a month, take it all the way down to the mats. Clean under the mats. Pull those puppies out. All right? Get under there and get that stuff. Put disinfectant underneath there. Put the mats back on. Put new wood shavings back down. Okay, so the gang has a nice clean place to lay in. Weed the gardens, feed the chickens. Go, if mom's gonna go for a 5-mile ride, you're going along and we're taking the dogs. Because I'm gonna tell you something. One of the best exercises a person can do is ride a horse. People just think you sit there. No, you don't sit there. Especially on my horse. She will take you for a ride. She will make you work. When she's trotting, you're posting. You know that post where you see the rider going up to the rhythm of the horse? You can't sit her ride because she's got the worst trot in the history of humanity. And she's just, you're everywhere. So you got to post. Now think about that. You're moving your legs up and down for 2-3 miles. You're not burning calories? Please. Okay. Go do something. Get your kids out of the house. Take that shit away from them. Make it so Target goes, we need to get more size 3s, etc. Because they're not buying the big sizes anymore. All right? And go through what the kids are eating. I don't want to see Starfire in real life, that girl. I don't. I don't want to hear Mariko Tamaki's bullshit. Okay? Miserable, envious, sad person. It's sad. Okay? And it has everything to do with feminism. Telling your girls they should be unattractive so boys won't like you. And that's what it is, I mean, that's what this is. I talked about the Frankfurt School yesterday, and this is part of it. Deconstruct women's beauty. Think about it. Think about it. That's what this is. And the art sucks. I'll say that again. It really just grinds my gears. The art of the High Republic is better. Think about it. Think about it. All right? I mean, I just... This is embarrassing for me to even look at. And it enrages me. It enrages me. I can't. I really, really can't. Hey, Real Review, what's up? I don't even know, but there really isn't anything going on with Star Wars beyond what we talked about. I mean, I haven't seen anything. Indiana Jones, still filming. They're probably, what they're doing is the action scenes are all going to be with stunt double. And then, because he's got the things on his face so they can make him look like Harry. And he looks a lot like him anyway, so don't think that's going to be too difficult. And they'll probably have Harry actually do the regular whatever. But we're just sitting here waiting for official word right now. And I know it's coming. I mean, it's really interesting. I was on Instagram and I found Matt Martin, Missing Words, on Twitter. And I was kind of snarky and I said, so when does the official word come out that you're fired? Or your job is done from Lucasfilm? He blocked me. He blocked me. As a while back. So there you go with that. Interesting, huh? Pablo is still pretending that he cared about the EU. And I think that's where they're going. I heard from a source in England that they're getting crew and everything set up for not. And I was the first person, I'm gonna say this, to report that they have a volume stage in London. Okay. All right. I was the first person to say that, so I'm gonna own that puppy. They've got 3 shows that they're not talking about, but they're all Star Wars streaming shows. And they got one that's going to get set up to start filming in around, I don't know, October, whatever. But they're hiring, they're basically building sets for that, kind of as we speak. No word on what the show is. I don't think it'll be anything with Leslie Headland. As Cameron said, usually when someone new comes in, they cancel a lot of what the former regime was doing. And I'm going to make a prediction. I made this before, I will say it again. Leslie Headland's acolyte will never see the light of day. Okay? And I honestly don't think that Patty Jenkins' version of Rogue Squadron will ever make it either. And Cameron basically said that he didn't think that Jon Favreau would take over the mantle of president of Lucasfilm, and I'm like, why wouldn't he? Why not? Why not? There's something about being a gun for hire that's attractive, but there's also something about going into the place that basically likely, and I'm going to say this, they're not, because I think he's like us, walked out of Star Wars when he first saw it like this. I want to do that when I grow up. If you were a kid and you were told that someday you would be taking the mantle of Lucasfilm over from George and continuing on his legacy, you would probably start crying. That was a dream of mine. Okay. I can't imagine being somebody in the film industry that's my age who loves Star Wars, is pissed off about what they did to it, not wanting that job. Okay, I'm looking at it from my angle. So, I think it's going to be him. It's not going to be Michelle Redwan. Here's the deal: those two, Mosa and Gupta, those two girls don't run studios. Jon Favreau is very capable of doing that. He understands budgeting. He understands the creative process. That's what you need at the head of Lucasfilm. Okay, you don't need a dual-headed Hydra. You need one person with people that can do the job below him. Hey, Eric. And that's why I think that it's him. I really, really do. I do think it's him. If it's not, it's not. But I just got a feeling that he saw an opening and jumped in there. He saw the opportunity. Again, opportunity, Anyway, so there's that, and I've been on for almost an hour now. I'm gonna go over to Hobby Lobby and walk around and just kind of see what else they put up so far. Because they have the Christmas stuff up now. And when they start putting up the trays, I'm gonna go crazy. Well, man, he could direct anyway if he wanted to. He could develop the shows and oversee them with Filoni working with them and direct what he wanted to. It doesn't mean that's the thing, is that if you're head of Lucasfilm, you can't do any of that. Who says? Who says? And Kathy Kennedy was still helping run the Kennedy Marshall Company when she was running Lucasfilm. All right, so it's not like she wasn't doing other things, And my thing is, she was so disinterested in Star Wars, she was shocked that what Lord and Miller had produced for Solo was so bad she had to order 80% reshoots, which I think he reshot the whole thing. I don't think he saved any of it, in my opinion. Because I think it sucked. I think it was worse than what we got, and what we got was fucking bad. Okay? Because the script is terrible. Aaron Yuck sucks, and the script is terrible. There you go. And Kennedy didn't realize it until it was almost too late. All right. Anyway, but now she's in England producing Indiana Jones. What? You could go to the set of any Star Wars movies until they were in deep trouble. Rogue One, Solo. You couldn't be bothered to do that, but you're there every day, hands-on, producing Indiana Jones 5. And you're still running Lucasfilm. Just saying. George Lucas is very capable of producing movies on the ground, hands-on, and running Lucasfilm. Okay? It's not like it can't be done. All right, so the idea that Favreau wouldn't take the helm, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm talking about it from my point of view. And it would be a step up for him. And, how about the ego trip of being the savior? Okay. Anyway. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna rock. I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby. And, just all I can say is, after listening to Mandy and the girls talk about Starfire and her bratty daughter, it's getting ratioed into oblivion for a reason, because it's trash. And the woman who wrote it obviously is deeply disturbed. Oh, I'm gonna go and just look around. I mean, they got the Christmas stuff coming. They've got the fall stuff, which I love. Getting ideas. I'm thinking about doing a decoration change up this year for both fall and Christmas. Instead of green garland on the stairs, I'm gonna do white. I think I like that, just like the bright, snowy kind of thing. And I've got already white stuff for the mantle where I put my nativity scene. But anyway, I gotta go. So you guys have a good day. Anything happens, I'll probably be back on. It's Tuesday. They usually don't announce anything big, and I don't think we're gonna see any announcements. I wish we would. Meanwhile, Andre said yesterday they're working on a Star Wars video. So when it comes out, get ready because he's going to have a lot more to talk about as far as what Doomcock's been saying, what I've been saying, what Cameron's been saying. So anyway, and sorry for the interruption. I really fucking hate that. Nobody ever calls me. I usually get texts. I get a phone call from someone I don't want to talk to. And it freezes the stream. And I can't get back on. Anyway, this is Steph. Signing off. I'll see you around the galaxy.